Take a quick pause. Did you know that over 90% of you watching haven't hit the subscribe button yet? If you're enjoying this video, take a second to subscribe and hit the like button. It helps us bring you more gripping stories every day. Also, we'd love to know where you're watching from. Drop your city in the comments so we can see how far our stories are reaching. Your support really keeps us going. Now, let's jump back into the video. They say every marriage has its rituals. Ours was simple. Dinner and drinks with our closest friends, Ryan and Lisa, on the last Friday of each month. That night, we chose a seafood place, the kind where the wine flows as freely as the laughter. Kelly looked stunning, the kind of stunning that made heads turn. A red dress, tight enough to make a statement, loose enough to leave something to the imagination. And I was proud to be the man she walked in with. Dinner was filled with the usual jokes, the kind that only old friends can get away with. We laughed, shared a bottle of wine, and afterward we made our way to a popular nightclub, the Ember Lounge. Music, lights, and bodies moving in sync. That's what the place was all about. Kelly and I danced, switching partners now and then, just for fun. I twirled Lisa while Kelly moved with Ryan, just harmless fun, at least that's what I told myself. Then the atmosphere shifted. A wave of excitement rippled through the crowd. "What's going on?" Lisa asked, craning her neck toward the entrance. The DJ's voice boomed over the speakers. "Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ember Lounge. Oh, and let's give it up for the one and only Jason Pierce." The room exploded with applause and whistles. Jason Pierce, quarterback, star athlete, a household name. Ryan let out a low whistle. "Didn't expect to see a celebrity here." Lisa smirked. "I wouldn't mind him throwing a pass my way." Kelly, sitting beside me, took a sip of her drink and chuckled. "Mine too." Something in her voice, the way she said it, it made me pause. "Really?" I asked, forcing a smile. "Oh, come on, Matt. Don't tell me you've never fantasized about someone famous," she teased. I glanced at her, then at Ryan and Lisa. "Actually, no. Never felt the need." Lisa grinned. "Give it time. When your novel takes off, you'll be the one women whisper about." Kelly rolled her eyes. "Right, if he ever finishes it." A joke. A small one, but it stung. Then, suddenly, Kelly's eyes widened. She leaned forward, barely breathing. "Oh my God, he's coming over." I turned, and sure enough, Jason Pierce was weaving his way through the club, stopping for photos, shaking hands, grinning like he owned the place. Then he stopped at our table. "Evening," he said, voice deeper than on TV. His eyes flickered to Kelly. "Would you like to dance?" Before I could react, before I could even register the insult of another man asking my wife to dance in front of me, Kelly was already on her feet. "Sure." Just like that. She took his hand, let him lead her onto the dance floor. They started moving to the beat, laughing, flirting. I sat there, frozen, watching the woman I married get pulled into the orbit of someone who wasn't me. Then the music changed. A slow song. I watched her step closer to him, her hands sliding over his shoulders, his hands finding her waist. Their bodies pressed together, too close, too familiar. My fingers curled into fists under the table. Ryan leaned in, voice low. "Man, that's some bull." I couldn't look away, couldn't believe what I was seeing. Then his hand slid down her back. Lower. He gave her a playful squeeze. I snapped. I was on my feet, storming across the club before I even made the decision. "Get your damn hands off my wife." Pierce turned, an amused smirk on his face. "It's a free country, pal. Got a problem?" Kelly placed a hand on my chest, pushing slightly. "Matt, don't make a scene." "Don't make a scene?" Rage flooded my veins. "You should keep her satisfied, buddy," Pierce added, smirking. "Maybe she wouldn't be here if you did." That did it. I shoved him, hard. He stumbled back, blinking in surprise. Then his expression hardened. He pushed back. I tripped over a stool but caught myself. My blood boiled. I swung, my fist connected with his jaw. Pain shot through my knuckles, but it was satisfying. For a second, he looked stunned. Then he retaliated. His punch landed right on my mouth. The taste of blood filled my mouth. Chaos erupted. People screamed, glasses shattered. Pierce grabbed me, shoving me against the bar, his arm pressing against my throat. I gasped for air. Then, Ryan slammed into him. Ryan, my best friend, yanked Pierce back, fists clenched, eyes blazing. Think you can just put your hands on another man's wife? Ryan growled, throwing a wild punch. Pierce dodged, then drove a sharp elbow into Ryan's ribs. He staggered, but didn't back down. He grabbed Pierce's collar, yanking him close. That's when the bouncer stepped in. Enough! They grabbed Pierce, dragging him away while another shoved me toward the exit. You, outside now. Ryan and I exchanged looks, bloodied, breathless. Outside, the night air was crisp against my burning skin. Ryan wiped his split lip. Hell of a mess. I exhaled, shaking my head. Yeah. The door swung open. Kelly stumbled out, heels catching on the sidewalk. I barely caught her before she collapsed. Jesus, Kelly, I muttered, gripping her waist. I'm fine, she slurred, barely able to stand. She wasn't. I helped her into the car. The drive home was silent, tense. She reeked of alcohol and his cologne. My hands gripped the steering wheel until my knuckles went white. I should say something, shake her awake, demand answers. But what was the point? She wouldn't remember. Or worse, she'd pretend not to. The drive home was silent, the kind of silence that isn't empty but dangerous. Kelly sat in the passenger seat, her head leaning against the window, her breathing slow and unbothered. Meanwhile, I gripped the steering wheel so tight my knuckles turned white. She had danced with another man. Let him touch her. Let him hold her, like I didn't even exist. I should have said something, should have woken her up and made her explain herself. But I didn't. Because deep down I knew she'd lie. When we pulled into the driveway, I turned off the engine, exhaled, and stared straight ahead. Kelly. She stirred slightly, groggy. I clenched my jaw. Did you have fun tonight? She rubbed her temple, barely looking at me. I don't want to fight, Matt. Fight? I let out a hollow laugh. You don't want to fight? You let some guy grope you like I wasn't sitting right there. Her expression hardened. Oh, come on, it was just a dance. No, I snapped. It wasn't. She sighed, opening the car door. I'm not doing this right now. I followed her inside. The moment the door shut behind us, the tension exploded. You disrespected me, I said, voice low but firm. She turned, arms crossed. You're overreacting. You let him put his hands on you, Kelly, and you didn't stop him. Her lips parted like she wanted to argue, but she didn't. Instead, she rolled her eyes and turned away, heading upstairs. I stood there, hands trembling. The woman I married, the woman I had built a life with, was slipping away. And the worst part? She didn't even care. I barely slept that night. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw them, Kelly and Jason pressed together, whispering, laughing. By morning, she was acting like nothing happened. She hummed while making coffee, scrolling through her phone like she wasn't the woman who had let another man's hands roam her body hours ago. I couldn't take it. I grabbed my keys and left. I needed space, and I needed answers. Ryan's wife, Beverly, was a sharp woman, the kind of person who noticed things others ignored. If something was going on, she'd know. I met her at a small cafe near her office. She greeted me with a concerned look, brushing her blonde hair behind her ear. I heard what happened last night, she said, stirring her tea. Ryan told me. I sighed. Yeah, it was bad. She studied me. It wasn't just a dance, was it? I hesitated. Then I shook my head. Number. It was more than that. She exhaled, setting her cup down. Matt, I need to tell you something. I leaned in. What? She bit her lip. It's not the first time. The words hit me like a freight train. What? Beverly looked around, as if making sure no one was listening. I've noticed things. The way she acts when she thinks you're not watching. The way she hesitated. She's been meeting someone. I don't know who, but I've seen her. A cold feeling crawled up my spine. Where? A hotel, Beverly admitted. A few times now. I never told you because I wasn't sure, but after last night, I gripped the table. A hotel. It wasn't just Jason Pierce, there was someone else. I needed proof, and I knew exactly where to start. I went home and waited until Kelly left for a yoga class. Then I went through her things. I knew it was wrong. A betrayal of trust. But trust had already been broken. In her nightstand drawer, I found it. A key card, no markings, just a sleek black card. My pulse pounded as I grabbed my phone and did a quick search for local hotels that used key cards like this. It didn't take long. Regency suites, high-end, private, the kind of place people hid secrets. I stared at the key card in my hand. There was only one way to find out the truth. I had to go there. I stood outside Regency Suites, staring up at the pristine glass windows reflecting the dim evening light. The key card in my pocket felt like it weighed 100 pounds. My heart pounded. What if she was here right now? What if I walked in and caught her in the act? I swallowed hard, pushing the thought away. This wasn't just about catching her, it was about knowing the truth. Whatever that truth was. Taking a deep breath, I stepped inside. Room number 817. The lobby smelled of expensive cologne and freshly cleaned carpets. Couples strolled past me, laughing, whispering. My jaw clenched. I approached the elevator, my palms sweaty as I pressed the button. 8th floor. The ride up was silent, but my mind was anything but. Was it Jason Pierce? Or someone else? How long had this been going on? The doors opened with a soft chime. I stepped into the quiet hallway, scanning the numbers. 817. I stopped in front of the door, staring at it like it might stare back. This was it. I pulled out the key card, my breath hitching. My fingers trembled as I swiped it against the lock. A soft green light blinked. The door clicked open. I pushed it slowly, stepping inside. The air smelled like perfume. Not Kelly's usual scent, something stronger, unfamiliar. My eyes swept the dimly lit room. The bed was made. The bathroom door was slightly ajar. I heard running water. Someone was here. A shadow moved behind the frosted glass shower door. I clenched my fists, my pulse pounding in my ears. And then the door opened. I expected him, Jason, or some stranger. But it wasn't a man. It was her. Kelly. She gasped, clutching the towel to her chest, eyes wide. Matt? My stomach dropped. You, I breathed. You've been coming here. She froze, her face pale. What are you doing here? I held up the keycard. I found this in your drawer. Her lips parted, but no words came out. I stepped closer. Tell me the truth, Kelly. Who is he? She flinched. Matt, it's not... I grabbed the chair by the desk, dragging it forward. Sit. She hesitated, then sat down, gripping the towel around her. No more lies, I said, my voice low and firm. I want the truth, all of it. She swallowed hard, then exhaled, her shoulders slumping. And then she told me. It's not what you think, she whispered. I scoffed. That's what every guilty person says. Her hands trembled. I wasn't meeting a man, Matt. I frowned. What? She bit her lip. I've been staying here because I've been hiding something from you. My heart pounded. What are you talking about? She inhaled shakily. I'm in trouble. The air in the room shifted. What kind of trouble? I asked carefully. She closed her eyes for a moment, then looked up. I owe someone money. A lot of money. I stared at her. This wasn't about an affair. She wrung her hands. It started small, just gambling here and there. But then I lost, and kept losing. And then... Her voice cracked. I borrowed from someone I shouldn't have. I felt like I'd been punched in the gut. I had spent weeks convinced she was cheating, but she was in danger. How much? I asked. Her voice was barely a whisper. 50,000. I nearly choked. 50,000? She flinched. I didn't mean for it to get this bad. I dragged a hand down my face. Who did you borrow from? She hesitated. Kelly. She swallowed. Jason. The name hit me like a hammer. Jason Pierce? I said slowly. She nodded. That night at the club? He wasn't flirting with me, Matt. He was warning me. The real threat. I sat back, my mind racing. Why didn't you tell me? She looked away. I was ashamed. My fists clenched. How much time do you have? She hesitated. He said if I don't pay by next week. She trailed off, but I knew what she meant. Jason Pierce wasn't just some rich jerk at the club. He was dangerous. I exhaled slowly, trying to think. We were out of time. Pack your things, I said. Her brows furrowed. What? We're not staying here. I stood up. We're going home, and then we're figuring this out. She hesitated, then nodded. I didn't know how we were going to fix this, but one thing was clear: Jason Pierce wasn't going to stop. And if he came for Kelly, he'd have to go through me first.